My name is David Goggins. I created Goggins.
David Goggins might just be the hardest man on earth. He's run 100-mile ultra marathons for fun. He's a Navy SEAL and he once literally duct taped his broken legs just to keep running. But here's the weird part.
David Goggins.
Dave Goggins.
David Goggins.
17! You don't know me, son!
What exactly does David Goggins do? And how does he earn his millions of dollars every year?
Listen to what kind of bitch you're being. Stay hard.
Like, when he's not yelling "stay hard" into a camera or sprinting shirtless at 5 a.m., what's his actual job? How does this man make money? Because last time I checked, running really far doesn't pay bills.
Oh, yeah.
So I went deep, like insanely deep, to figure out how David Goggins actually makes his millions. And trust me, the answer is not what you think. Before the best-selling books, before the viral videos, before millions of Instagram followers, David Goggins was a whole different person. The overweight, insecure, stuttering kid who cleaned cockroaches out of fast food restaurants at night and faked his way through life during the day. His father, an abusive nightclub owner. His childhood, straight out of a survival horror game. By the time Goggins was in his 20s, he was working as a pest exterminator, spraying for bugs, and weighed nearly 300 pounds. Yeah, this was not the guy doing 4 a.m. pull-ups while screaming motivational quotes. But then, something snapped. Not a movie moment, not some cheesy hero soundtrack, just a late-night infomercial about Navy SEALs that made him question his entire life. That's when he decided, I'm going to become one of the toughest humans alive. Except, there was a problem. Actually, there were three. He was obese, he was terrified of water, and he had 3 months to drop over 100 pounds where the SEALs wouldn't even look at him. The odds? Laughable. But Goggins, being Goggins, did the impossible. Through pure suffering, hours on a stationary bike, gallons of protein shakes, workouts that would break most mortals, he made it. Barely, but he made it. And this right here is where most stories would roll the credits. That kid beats the odds, becomes a Navy SEAL, end of movie.
My goal was, the only person that's gonna turn this person around is me.
But Goggins' story? It was just getting started. Becoming a SEAL didn't magically solve his life. He still struggled. He still hated himself. So what did he do? He ran. And I don't mean like he went for a jog. I mean like he signed up for a 100-mile ultra marathon with zero experience and no training. These marathons are usually run in teams of 4, but Goggins did it alone. Around mile 70, he shattered the bones in his feet. Did he stop? Of course not. He duct taped his feet and finished the race. This moment right here, it became the seed of the Goggins mythology, because the guy who should have quit didn't. And the internet ate it up. Soon, Goggins was running more ultramarathons, competing in Ironmans, and even setting the world record for most pull-ups in 24 hours. He went from invisible to legendary. But here's where it gets interesting, because despite all this, he wasn't exactly cashing checks. Ultramarathons? They don't pay. Pull-up world records? No prize money. So how did Goggins actually go from broke Navy SEAL to multi-millionaire? Let me tell you, it's not what you think. Let's get one thing straight. David Goggins does not make his money by running. Running is his drug, and his empire? It's built on 5 money machines that most people completely miss. 1. The book that prints money. In 2018, Goggins self-published Can't Hurt Me. Self-published. Translation, he skipped the traditional publishers and kept up to 85% of the profits. The book, it didn't just sell, it exploded. Over 5 million copies worldwide and counting. Hardcovers, paperbacks, Kindle versions, but the real jackpot? The audiobook. Goggins did something genius here. Instead of reading the audiobook straight, he turned it into a podcast-style experience. Between chapters, he and his co-writer would dive deep, unscripted, into the stories. People loved it. It felt raw, real, unfiltered. And guess what? The audiobook alone has reportedly made him over $10 million. No publisher, no middleman, just Goggins talking directly to his audience. And here's the kicker, that audiobook still sells thousands of copies every month, passively. While he's out running, the money keeps flowing. 2. The speaking game. Now here's where it gets spicy. Goggins isn't just selling books, he's selling his presence. He reportedly charges 50 to 100 grand per speaking gig, sometimes more. And his clients? Not your local book club. We're talking Fortune 500 companies, NFL teams, elite military units, the people who pay big bucks for elite level mindset training. And because Goggins is Goggins, he rarely customizes his talks. He tells his story, raw and unapologetic, the same way you see him on Instagram. He's not the corporate buttoned-up speaker. He curses, he yells, he calls people out, and they love him for it. His speaking tour calendar? Fully booked months in advance. Some insiders estimate he pulls in $3 to $5 million a year just from speaking. But here's where it gets interesting. A lot of these companies hire Goggins thinking they're bringing in a motivational speaker, but they quickly realize they didn't hire Tony Robbins. They hired a guy who's going to drag their entire sales team through psychological warfare. And here's the twist. That's exactly why it works. People don't pay Goggins to feel good. They pay him to feel the truth. 3. The social media machine. You probably know Goggins from his Instagram. Shirtless, sweaty, screaming into the camera about the cookie jar and who's going to carry the boats. But his social media is not just flexing, it's a revenue funnel. Here's the blueprint. His Instagram, 12 million plus followers. His YouTube with massively viral clips. His Twitter, X, and Facebook with huge engagement. Every post sells 3 things without ever feeling salesy. His book, his speaking gigs, his next book. And here's the kicker. He doesn't post high production content. It's raw iPhone videos. It feels real because it is real. And that authenticity, it converts like crazy. 4. The endorsement game. You'll notice something strange about Goggins. He's not constantly pushing products like other influencers. No energy drinks, no crypto scams, no discount codes. Why? Because Goggins' brand is trust. The few things he does endorse, they're either deeply connected to his life story or fully aligned with his values. For example, he's collaborated with tactical brands that actually fit his Navy SEAL background. Insiders say these deals are worth mid to high 6 figures per year. But the thing is, he doesn't chase them, they chase him. Why? Because Goggins doesn't need the money. He's playing for legacy now. 5. The courses that never came. This is where Goggins breaks the cash cow formula. He could easily launch a $2,000 mindset course tomorrow and make millions, but he's refused multiple times. Why? Because he knows selling How to Be Hard would destroy his credibility. That's the fascinating part. His biggest money-making opportunity, he leaves it on the table. And by not selling, he makes his existing products even more valuable. It's reverse psychology, scarcity on steroids. But here's the part almost nobody talks about. Goggins is making quiet, consistent money from royalty deals and silent partnerships. Think about it. Every time someone shares his audiobook, he's earning. Every time a team hires him, there's probably back-end royalties on performance contracts. He's even rumored to have equity stakes in a few endurance gear companies. Translation? Even when he's off the grid, he's earning. And that's genius. His public life is loud, but his money moves in silence. When you strip it all back, David Goggins makes his money by selling one thing, his story. He doesn't run to win prize money. He doesn't speak to get applause. He doesn't post to go viral. He sells the struggle, because the struggle is the product. And the wild part? People buy it because they believe it's real, and it is real. Let's break it down. Book royalties, $10 to $15 million. Speaking gigs, $3 to $5 million per year. Audiobook passive income, $1 to $2 million per year. Social media deals, a minimum of $500,000 per year. Silent equity and royalty streams, unknown but substantial. Estimated total net worth, somewhere between $5 to $1 million conservatively, but Goggins isn't chasing net worth. The crazy part? He probably spends less on himself than any entrepreneur you've ever seen. No Lambos, no flashy watches, no mega mansions, just running shoes, protein powder, and probably an unlimited duct tape budget.
Stay hard!
Here's what Goggins really teaches us. And no, it's not about running 100 miles or doing 1,000 pull-ups. It's this. Your story has value, but only if you're willing to suffer for it. People don't buy courses, they buy belief. And Goggins is selling something most of us stopped believing in, that suffering on purpose can actually set you free. And whether you love him or think he's insane, you can't deny one thing. He's living exactly the life he wants to. And that's priceless. So what do you think? Is David Goggins the ultimate inspiration or just a walking billboard for pain? Drop your take in the comments. I'll be here, probably with sore legs. Oh, and yeah.
Stay hard!